I'm just going to play a little bit of music. This is funeral music from Cambodia, and the reason why I'm playing it is that it's part of a group of living masters. It's called Cambodian Living Arts, and it traces living masters who have been impacted by the war. And this is a funeral musician who's 86 years old, and he's teaching a couple of young boys to play this music. And I would just like to play it because I think that a lot of sustainability is dealing with death and renewal. And in this particular situation in Cambodia, where it's almost a crisis, whereby after the war, after 1979, you have a situation of rebuilding. So if you imagine there is a parallel to what is happening now with climate change or with ecology, and after a complete collapse, what happens as a culture starts to rebuild its resources. And you see in particular masters like this 86-year-old man teaching this very classical Cambodian music. So I'm just going to play it. I think that for me, this meditation became very much more profound when he started to talk about the instruments that were used. For example, the kettle gongs are actually the tears of the gods crying when Buddha dies. And the drum is the periodic thunder as the heavens break and they cry over the death of Buddha. So I found it very moving to be in a little village where Cambodian artists are trying to revive their culture because of this breakdown, this crash after the Khmer Rouge and after Pol Pot in year zero, right? So in that sense, I think that this is probably a situation which, when we think about sustainability, what happens when the world collapses due to climate change, due to floods, due to tsunamis, due to earthquakes, and what happens when artists have to rebuild from this crisis. And I would say that I think the performing artists are not so involved in this issue. We're not so involved in sustainability unless on first look. So on the second look, when we unpack it, I think that it starts to fall into place. There's a lot of work being done, but this work is being done in many cases of human dimensions. So when we talk about migration, when we talk about flooding, and from flooding people fleeing, and from this flight moving into new cities, and migration and problems of assimilating. And I would like to believe that this human dimension is what we as performing artists have to do when we start to bring this message of sustainability or works of sustainability to an audience. And for myself as a theatre director, I very much prioritize process, and process is a way of engaging with the world. So this is admittedly not the interest of a lot of artists, but it has been a guiding light in my own priorities and my own work. And I want to continue to see artists playing vital roles in key issues of the world. And of course, increasingly, we have to engage with sustainability. But I would say that sustainability, there are three pillars of sustainability, and I think that I have essentially worked with social sustainability rather than environmental sustainability or economic sustainability. And this is because in the case of Cambodia, for example, we're working with small labs of teenagers who are in a process of retrieving memory from archives. So what we do is that we work with a center called Bopana Center, and Bopana Center is is an archive which is set up by the French government as well as the Cambodian government. And in the Bopana Center, there are silent movies of the Lumiere brothers when they came to Cambodia. And so you see these silent movies of the Angkor Wat, of dances at the Angkor Wat. And of course you see the music, the song of the Khmer Rouge, Cambodia's cultural revolution, version of cultural revolution. So what we are doing there is that we are working on a process called alternative universities. And the short name for it is Alter U. And Alter U deals essentially with young people born after the war. This means people born after 1979, Cambodians who are now in their 20s, almost 30 years old, and they have gone through a system of education in